Hello, my viewers. Welcome back to another episode of the Arsenal Live. In today's video, by the title, this video is about the draft review. I'm going to have to record just from the camera audio because Audacity is not working. Audacity, I don't know how it's pronounced, but it's not working. It's tripping or something like that. So we're going to record from the camera audio. So hopefully it sounds good. But the Steelers, overall, I'm going to give the Steelers an A- on their draft because they added the positions they needed. So, they added depth to positions they need, like the positions that was in need, like QB. They added Kenny Pickett. Receiver, they added George Pickens and they added Calvin Austin. And then at D-line, they added Marvin Leo, who I don't know too much about. I don't know too much about Marvin Leo and Calvin Austin, so I watched some of their highlights and they got some talent. They got a lot of talent, and you can see how they can fit in. But let's just start from each pick. Take each pick by pick, and let's break them down. The first pick of the our draft in the pick 20, we took Kenny Pickett. And Kenny Pickett, remember first on this channel I told you guys if Kenny Pickett goes to the right situation, I feel like he can be the best. I feel like he has the best he's more NFL ready than other QB prospects. I feel like Malik Willis has more potential, because of the athleticism and stuff, but that don't mean you be more productive. See a lot of players with a lot of potential and a lot of athleticism. That means you be more productive, but I feel like Kenny Pickett can be more productive if he goes to the right situation, and he's in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is the right situation. You got amazing organization. You got amazing coach. You got amazing players around you, amazing defense, nice players on offense. So this is the right situation for him. Kenny Pickett has comparisons to Kirk Cousins and Tony Romo and Derek Carr. And those are some good ones. Those are some good ones. Tony Romo's a 4-time Pro Bowler. Kirk Cousins is a multiple-time Pro Bowler. Derek Carr is a multiple-time Pro Bowler. Those guys are all good. So if he has any resemblance to those guys and he plays that way, you can see this team winning some games and stuff. I feel like Kenny Pickett, he has that. He already been in Pittsburgh. The Pittsburgh Steelers know him. They probably seen him before. Heinz Field is They play the Pittsburgh Panthers play in Heinz Field, so they probably seen him before. They probably talked to him before, and they probably knew that this would be the guy. After he bettered himself and went back to college, he was like, okay, let's just see this guy right here. He had 41 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. He was a Heisman candidate, so like that. So he kind of got himself back up, like a guy standing back up high. So he got drafted in the first round. The only quarterback to get drafted in the first round. And I feel like Kenny Pickett. I remember at first I was saying, I'm Malik Willis, but then when I said Malik Willis and Kenny Pickett are the only quarterbacks I'll take like that. But when Kenny Pickett got taken, I was like, yeah, that actually fitting, it's kind of like it's a storytell story. He played in Pittsburgh College. He didn't do so well early on. He kind of bettered himself, went back, had an amazing season and stuff like that. Got drafted by the Pittsburgh Steelers. He wore number 8. Big Ben wore number 7. So it's kind of like stepping up to the next level, something like this. So hopefully. It's amazing. Hopefully he plays amazing, plays great, and we win a lot of Super Bowls. Hopefully, at least one Super Bowl, at least one. Then move on to the next pick is George Pickens, which I feel like is the best pick of our draft. George Pickens, people have concern because of the injuries that he had sustained, but George Pickens is a super physical receiver. He has speed, and he's one of those guys who can go up and get the ball for you. I don't know why some of the NFL analysts were saying well, he's not really a burner. He ran a 4.4. He ran a 4.4 at 6'3", 200 pounds. So. He has some speed on him. He's a big receiver, and adding a guy to that on roster, we have a guy like Claypool, who's a big receiver, George Pickens, who's a big receiver, Jesse Johnson, who's shifty, can route run, and then I'm gonna get to Calvin Austin in a little bit. We have guys like that on the team, different versatility on the team. So, and Miles Boykin's a big receiver too. So we adding a lot of more, size to the receiving core and a lot more speed to the receiving core. I feel like he's gonna be very good. I feel like next year he might have a good year. He might have a good year next year, and you never know. If George Pickens, this for instance, George Pickens go out there and he put up 1,200 yards, right? 1,200 yards, and he outshined Jesse Johnson a little bit. Remember people said Jesse Johnson was asking for a certain amount of money, and the Pittsburgh Steelers there was rumors they didn't want to pay that money, something like that. It was some stuff they were saying. What if the Steelers might say, you know what, we can just roll with George Pickens in this, let Jesse Johnson get out of here. You never know what can happen, but hopefully it don't happen. Hopefully we keep all the receivers around. The more receivers, the better. So. That right there was a great pick. Right there was a steal pick. The third pick in the draft that we took was the Marvin Leo. I didn't know too much about the Marvin Leo. I seen some of his highlights. When I seen his highlights, I was like, okay, yeah, I see why the Steelers took him because he can line up at different spots on the D line. They have him at defensive end a little bit, defensive tackle and stuff like that. So he's kind of versatile. But his body type. You look at him, you might say he's a little He was a little slimmer like, but he also got that. He got some power. He got some real power. He was bull rushing through, and he's very good. He's good in the run game too. So having him, adding him to the 32nd worst run defense last year, due to injuries and stuff like that. But adding them to that and him being behind Cam Hayward and Stephen Tuitt, he learned from those guys. And we still have Montravius Adams there too, so adding more depth and adding more, kind of like building for the future of the D line. So I love the pick. The fourth pick. Sorry guys, I got interrupted during my YouTube video filming, but like I was saying, I think I was on the Marvin Leo. I was talking about how he's versatile. You can put him in different parts on the D line. And you can use them in different different ways, different sets. So they add depth to more than just defensive tackle. They add depth to the defensive end and stuff like that. And we building towards the future. So it's amazing to get definitely a guy like that. And I've seen a lot of fans who are fans of like the Texas A&M. They were saying the Steelers got to steal, the Steelers got to steal, and like people saying this is a great pick. So I'm gonna watch some more highlights and see more on them. But so I guess it's a good pick because it filled the hole, especially if he's good in the run game too. That's very good because our run defense was not too good last year. Okay, moving on to the next pick. The next pick, we didn't have a 5th round pick, but I'll skip one actually. Our 4th round pick, Calvin Austin. Calvin Austin, I watched some of his speed. Watched some of his videos, and he has a lot of speed. He's quick, and even though he's smaller in stature, I think like 5'7", 5'8", like that. And maybe like probably 100, like maybe 70-something pounds. He's tough. He plays tough and physical. Even for a guy who's smaller, he plays tough and physical. And he give our receiving core that extra speed boost. Him and Pickens give our receiving core that extra boost of like we can get vertical now. So now adding those like receivers who have that speed, that first class speed, adding them to the receiving core is going to help our offense just be better, like play better. Having deep threats spreads the offense out better. Last year we had guys who can get the ball, like Claypool and Jesse Johnson can get the ball. Juju was injured, so like that. But we had, Ray McClown, he had some speed on him too, like that. But it wasn't like this. We didn't have nobody who was vertical. These guys right here can get vertical down the field and open up the offense a lot more. And that helped everything. Open the offense and where teams have to play double team over the top and got to play over the top and have 2 safeties watching. And it can open up for your run game. It can open up for a lot of stuff in your pass game in the middle and stuff like that. Tied in, I get better looks and stuff. So it opened up a lot. So having those guys added to the team is going to help our team a lot. And Steelers are very good in receivers, especially receivers who get drafted from smaller schools and receivers who get drafted later in the rounds. Early in the rounds and later in the rounds. So the Steelers going to develop this guy very good. And George Pickens going to be good too. And I feel like they're going to be part of our future plan. The next draft pick was a 6th round pick. Connor Hayward, the brother of Cameron Hayward, and the Steelers love brothers. They love brothers. We got the Wyatt brothers, we got the Edmond brothers here. We got the Hayward brothers now, and we have dang, it's another set of brothers we got too. So in the practice squad and stuff like that. But I can't think of it off the top of my head. But we have a lot of brothers, a lot of sets of brothers on this team. Connor Hayward is versatile. I've been saying that a lot by a lot of players, but he's a Swiss Army knife for sure. Because he's labeled as a fullback, but he played tight end, and he played running back. So, and they had him line up wide a couple times too. So he reminds me of a player who can be like, James White, but James White, he's way bigger than James White. James White used to do a lot of stuff with the Patriots. Cordell Patterson, actually, that's a perfect example. Cordell Patterson lining up as a tight end, lining up as a running back, and lining up as a receiver. If we can get Connor Hayward, like he can get like line up as a. I think the Steelers' plan probably is to morph him more to running back slash tight end like. Because we have Derek White as a fullback, who we paying some good money to. So they probably morph him more to like a running back, as the backup running back behind Najee, which would be very good. To kind of hopefully gives a 1-2 punch. And if he has another extra like a tight end or receiver like too, a big body can put out there too, like different sets and like make some stuff, write some stuff up, make some stuff up, mix it up a little bit. I feel like he can be good, maybe be good use. So we kind of drafted a running back and a tight end and a fullback. And a receiver a little bit too at the same time. It was one pick. And his brother, the brother connection is good too. Cameron Hayward. But I think he's a good pick because we need some more depth. We need some more like explosiveness. And I see like he got a big body. He's strong. He had a little speed on him too. It added like a different dynamic of style to the backfield because Najee Harris. Najee Harris gonna be the main back, of course. But we want to preserve his like health until like the later on in the playoffs. Like last year he hurt his elbow, I think against the Ravens in the first quarter, that last game of the season. So, you know, like that part of the wear and tear. All them touches he had to take, all them catches, all them handoffs, all that wear and tear, all them hits he had to take. So you like split it up and get another guy like that in the backfield who can do that. Add some more like versatility to the backfield. He just not the one dimensional. He can pass catch out the backfield. He can do other stuff too, blocking stuff too. It can like probably like be better to have like that 1-2 punch instead of just having the one back do everything. You seen Derrick Henry? Remember he was one back doing everything. I think the Titans learned like they're like, okay, Foreman is playing better, so let's start implementing him too. And you see like Alvin Kamara with the Saints doing everything. They went and back and got Mark Ingram. They said bring him back because when Mark Ingram and Alvin Kamara was both together, they was going crazy. So it's always great to have a 1-2 punch. So when the playoffs come, you had that running back who can go crazy. But that's a good pick though. Number 7, the 7th pick in the draft. We had 2 7 picks. Mark Robinson added some more linebacker depth. He's a solid player. I seen a little bit of his stuff from Ole Miss, but I was watching like I was waiting. He's pretty solid. He's pretty solid. He probably can be as a depth piece. You know, Steelers can develop linebackers too, so we'll probably see maybe more of him maybe later down the line. And then finally we drafted, last but not least, actually, the final pick of the draft for us was Chris Allendecon. I don't know if I said the name right, Allendecon. If I said it wrong, let me know in the comment section. He's a quarterback. And we took another quarterback in the draft. And in my perspective, when I first seen us draft him, I'm watching the draft, I'm like, yeah, Mason Rudolph could be gone. Because, like, not in the sense of, like, he's not good, fit enough to be third-string quarterback, but it's like, you can save, because Mason Rudolph has a $5 million contract. None of it's guaranteed until preseason, until the regular season start. I've seen somebody discussing it on Twitter, and I was watching Arthur Moats and Deep Podcast, and he was talking about that too, the contract thing. I didn't know if Mason Rudolph's contract was guaranteed or not. So if Mason Rudolph's contract, we learned, is not guaranteed until the season start. So the Steelers could pull a tricky one and be like, okay, they can like release Mason Rudolph and just roll with these guys. Have Mr. Trubisky and Kenny Pickett. He's a first round draft quarterback. You know he's going to play eventually. You know, when a quarterback gets drafted in the first round, when a player gets drafted in the first round, they play your position, you know they're coming eventually for your spot. And then you have a third, this guy right here, this rookie guy right here. I don't know, I haven't seen anything. I have no idea who Chris Allendecon is. I'm gonna probably watch him a little bit later. So I think Mason Rudolph could be out the door, but you never know. I don't think the Steelers will hold 4 quarterbacks unless Allendecon go into the practice squad or something. But the Steelers could go a route to save more money. And maybe they got a player out there still waiting. Maybe add another cornerback in free agency. Another cornerback for more depth in free agency with that extra money they saved from Mason. But Mason could be gone. You never know what could happen. But really that's really it. Discuss all the picks, but I guess it was an A-, as I said at the beginning of the video. They addressed all their needs, and they made some good picks, especially the George Pickens pick. That's probably the pick. Him and Kenny Pickett pick was probably the 2 best picks they got. And those right there was some good picks. You know, Kenny Pickett. It was Kenny Pickett and Malik Willis, and Ryder was there. Matt Corral, all those guys were there, and they took Kenny Pickett. They said Kenny Pickett was their guy. And then George Pickens was a guy who people said maybe he had some little controversial stuff off the field early on and stuff like that. He came off an injury, and like you look at him, he fits the Steelers receiver. He's physical, he's tough and everything. So adding these guys to the roster, I feel like this was a good draft. Kevin Colbert, so retiring after the season, so he went out with a bang, went out with a real good bang. And I can't wait to see the preseason and see the regular season start. It's gonna be a real good season. But if you like this video, leave a like. If you don't like it, dislike it. Leave something in the comment section. Who you think the best pick was and your thoughts on some of the players. And I'll see you guys when I see you. Peace.